Hello everyone and welcome to another very nice game from the final round of the FIDE World Rapid Championship. Definitely deserves attention as so many winning positions were reached in this game and none of them were exploited. In the end the game kind of went the wrong way for one of the players, but the chances that were not taken this game will make a very nice pause the video moment for you guys. We will have maybe even 3 pause the video moments. I'm gonna decide once I start the video. But I mean, it's very hard to imagine something like this happening between such immensely strong players, and especially as it was not made in time trouble. Especially one of the players had well, just a lot of time on the clock. So let's dive straight into it, and then we'll see what happened. So Arjun Erigaisi, Arjun finished in 5th place in the World Rapid Championship with some half a point behind Fabiano Caruana and Vincent Kammer, who had 2nd and 3rd place. Okay, Magnus was unreachable, but yeah, 5th place definitely admirable. I think behind the Dubov, who was in 4th. Incredible placement, but still, this game is really amazing. Let's check it out. Arjun with the white pieces opens with pawn to d4. We have knight to f6, bishop to f4, going for a London setup, d5, and now pawn to e3. And here, main moves are c5 and e6, bishop to f5, somewhat lesser played, but bishop to g4 that Mamedyarov goes for is very, very rare. It goes after the white queen, and okay, Arjun plays queen to d3. And now, you might have to worry about some queen b5 check ideas, losing the b7 pawn, even though from practice you know that this is never really an issue. Mamedyarov does go queen to c8, and it is now already as of move 4 that we have a completely new game. Very, very rare setup for black. So okay, c4 makes sense. This is a move you always want to play. We have pawn to e6, knight to c3, and now bishop to b4, pinning that knight, knight to f3, and now Mamedyarov just castles. He could mess up white's pawn structure here, but this would only give white a very strong center, give white the semi-open g-file, and as Mamedyarov wants the castle kingside, not really something you are even considering. So castles, we have a3 now, and bishop back to d6, opposing white's very strong dark square bishop. Knight to e5 now, attacking the bishop on g4, and bishop to f5, attacking the queen. Queen goes back to the starting square, queen d1, and now d captures on c4, grabbing that pawn. And here, instead of recapturing, that's a weird arrow, Arjun could also consider just g4, g5. He does have everything set up for that, but he goes bishop captures on c4 first, and now rook to d8. We have queen to e2. Of course, you want to get the queen out of the d file, and now bishop captures on e5. Mamedyarov says, I'm not interested in any g4 ideas, so let's just eliminate one of the defenders of the g4 square. D captures on e5, and now we have knight f to d7. And here we have knight to knight f to d7, and here Arjun just castles queenside. Even though bishop to g5 definitely deserves attention, asking Mamedyarov what is up with that rook on d8. But okay, it's rapid. We have queenside castles. Now comes knight to b6, attacking the bishop, and e4 now, attacking the bishop on f5, bishop to g6, and now bishop back to a2, not allowing the trade to happen. Knight to c6, Mamedyarov continues development, and now bishop to g5, attacking the rook, forcing the trade on d1. Mamedyarov goes for this, rook captures, and now pawn to h6, with bishop to h4, and now Shakhriyar plays well, not the first weird move of the game, but not the last one, definitely. Knight captures on e5. And the question is, what is up with rook to d8 check? What is that? Is Mamedyarov just offering a queen? Well, it was not played in the game, but let's say rook to d8 check. Arjun can win the queen, and he plays something like f3. He defends the e4 pawn. Mamedyarov has a rook and a knight for a queen. Definitely does not sound like compensation. But if you check out the game, and there is actual footage of the game by Chessbase India on their channel, you can check it out. Will be the first link in the description below. It doesn't seem like Arjun even gave this much thought. He just he spent like less than 5 seconds on this move, and he had a fair amount of time on this clock. Arjun had like 3 minutes here. Mamedyarov had almost 4 minutes on his clock. But okay, he just plays pawn to f4. He has a very clear idea of what he wants to do. Knight back to c6, and now pawn to g4. We have f6 by Shakhriyar, and now comes pawn to e5. he wants to play f5, but he wants to set it up first by playing pawn to e5. You could also consider f5 and then e5, but this is a bit more straightforward. So f captures on e5, and now pawn to f5, making use of the pin along this diagonal, bishop to f7, and now pawn to f6. This is how Arjun breaks through Mamedyarov's defenses. G5 now, attacking the bishop. G6 was more solid. G5 allows bishop captures on G5, but it was not played in the game. Interestingly, bishop captures on G5. If Mamedyarov was to recapture, then queen e3, and he can just resign. But okay, after G5, bishop to G3 was played, and now knight to D5, setting up a lot of traits here. Bishop captures on e5, and now queen to e8, preparing to bring the other rook into the game. Here, Arjun had like a minute on the clock, Mamedyarov had 2.5 minutes on the clock. He plays h4, now comes rook to d8, and h captures on g5. And if you were black here, and you had the option of trading pretty much all of white's attackers here, that's exactly what you should do. For example, knight captures on e5, you could play this, and then after... after white played h captures on g5, you will want to play knight captures on e5, and then after queen captures on e5, you want to trade on c3, and then you want to trade on d1, and white is pretty much out of attackers. You can even play queen a5, queen a4 check, and after king d2, pick up the pawn on g4 and defend the e6 pawn, so you don't even have to worry about that. If captures on h6, just king h7, you pick up the pawn. Nothing spectacular is happening here. But Mamedyarov decided to play h captures on g5, which completely changes the character of the position and brings us to our first pause the video moment. What did Mamedyarov miss here? Feel free to pause the video and try to find the winning move for Arjun while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on realizing that the open H file is the only path to victory. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, it is rook to H1. This is what Mamedyarov missed, and Arjun plays it. And now the problem is you no longer have the option of just trading everything. Let's say you try what we attempted before. Now the G5 pawn is hanging in the line that we've shown. The black pawn was on H6, and there was a white pawn on G5. But now this is a pretty big threat that would just result in a very quick checkmate. So instead, after rook to h1, bishop to g6 was played by Shakhriyar, and now again this leaves black open to all sorts of nasty ideas. Once again, feel free to pause the video and try to find the winning idea for Arjun while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on spotting either of the two winning ideas, one being bishop to b1, but that's, we don't even have to go for that. The pretty straightforward one is rook to h8 check. So congratulations to anyone who spotted that, as it was missed by Arjun in the game. Point is that if the black king moves, you just win the black queen, and if you capture, then look at this, f7 check, and that's pretty much it. If knight captures on e5, you just capture with the queen. Again, deliver check, king h7, now you pick up the queen, and after rook captures, you have all the compensation in the world. I mean, it's not even compensation, it's you haven't even given up anything for that queen. Let's say bishop captures, queen captures with check, you have a queen for a rook. That's completely winning. But okay. After this bishop to g6 move, Arjun does not find rook to h8. Instead, Arjun goes for queen to h2. He wants to checkmate Mamedyarov with some sort of queen h8, queen to g7 maneuvering. But now king to f7 by Shakhriyar, and now queen to h6, going for queen to g7 checkmate. And what Mamedyarov should do here is queen to g8, but it's very hard to see why. He plays queen to f8, which stops checkmate, but it allows a very, very nasty idea from white. So once again, for the third time, feel free to pause the video and win the game for Arjun while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations on always looking for sneaky ways to sacrifice your queen. And for those of you who just want to enjoy the show, look at this, queen captures on g6 check. It was not played in the game, but if it was, it would be a spectacle to behold, because now king captures on g6 is the only move, and now bishop to b1 with check. And now look at the monster bishop pair from hell. king f7, rook to h7 with check, king to e8, bishop to g6 with check, and you are out of moves with your king. You have to give up your queen. Now bishop captures on f7 check, king to d7, and it seems like, okay, maybe black can defend this, but not really. Pretty much anything is winning, just bishop h5 check. You can force the king in the corner, knight captures on d5, all sorts of threats against the c7 pawn. If you capture on e5, then let's say knight e7 check, king to b8, f7, and white is down a full bishop. Black is down a full bishop, of course. There is no defending this. The passed pawn will be too much to handle. So that was also in the position. But after queen to f8, Arjun misses this. He plays queen captures on g5, and now Mamedyarov, all he has to do is capture the bishop, and there is no winning ideas here for Arjun. Let's say captures, queen to c5 now, and nothing really happening here. There's no rook to h7. The bishop is now a very good defender, also keeps the white king from escaping in the corner. Not easy to deal with this, but he played queen to c5 right away, and now finally there is only one winning move for Arjun here, and this time he spots it. He plays rook to h7 check, and it was in this position on move 33 that Shakhriyar Mamedyarov resigned the game, and with this victory Arjun Erigaisi finishes 5th in the World Rapid Championship. The problem is now if you capture the rook, now queen gains access to g7, king e8, f7 check, and then, well, you just get 2 queens into the game. This also comes with check, king c8, queen captures on c5. You have 2 queens, and if you don't capture the rook, it's not much better. King to f8, you just play queen to h7 with h6 with check, king e8, you capture on g6 with check, king to f8, and now any checkmate will do. Queen f7, rook to h8, everything is checkmate. But really a remarkable game that is sort of unexplainable. I mean, starting with this idea, there were weirder moves even before this position was reached, but here Mamedyarov just cold-bloodedly plays knight captures on e5. I'm pretty sure that he did not see queen rook to d8 check, and neither did Arjun, because you just don't see it in their eyes when they're playing the game. I urge you to check out the video. It's the first link in the description below. It's just impossible to explain. But not only was this missed, I guess maybe because it was the final round, okay, the 3rd day of the Rapid, everyone is tired. Maybe Mamedyarov not even motivated to play. But even without that, it's impossible to miss like all of this. So yeah, really wild stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and keep suggesting wild games from the World Rapid and Blitz, as there were so many of them being played. I'm sure we are going to discover many more gems. So yeah, that's the game. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed it. I would like to thank Ben Benjamin, Arun Kumar Arumugam, Rabbit7, Yung Yang, and Mittens for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot. I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing the coverage of wild games that we've missed, and checking up on your wonderful suggestions as I usually do. So thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day.